That's right. It's the show. It's Apocalypse Tips with Lester Pipps. You made it right on time. Oh, Brother Wag's already in the chat saying he can't wait to take me down a few notches. Well, we'll see if that happens. We also, way later in the show, we're going to be talking to the man, the myth, the legend, Frank Anselmo. Before that, we're going to be talking to Deanna Speck, who is the creator of Bunker Buddies. So we're going to find out what that is. That's exciting. Oh, so we're going to be talking to a culinary assistant named Craig Sprp. And I don't know where all the vowels in his name went, but we're going to find out. I hope. Listen, you're not here to listen to me just telling you what's going to happen. You're here to hear what actually happens. So, well, let's get to that intro song.
Apocalypse Tips with Lester Pipps is the show that you're currently watching. It's about to start with his amazing guests, and they're going to tell you how to survive out in the apocalypse. It's Apocalypse Tips with Lester Pipps.
Oh yeah, it sure is. Okay, y'all, we made it to another episode of Apocalypse with Lester Pipps. That's the 52nd one. That's so many. And you know, one of the things that comes with having a 52nd episode is, of course, that means that time has progressed since the previous episode. Oh, you know what? I got a comment here from Brother Wags who says this opening song is cruel and unnecessary punishment. Okay. Oh, I mean, Joe. Brother Wags. I don't know who you are in real life, Brother Wags. I don't know what you want, you know, from a guy like my good friend, Dr. Ron Rabenak, brother of Dr. John, who made that song. He's doing his best, okay? And if you don't like it, that's on you, you know? Sometimes you gotta, when you find yourself disliking something, look inward and understand what that represents about yourself that you dislike, Brother Wags. Frankie, Wizworld Live. I don't know these people in real life. I just know the names on the internet. Wizworld Live gives some claps, which is nice. I think those are claps. I have sunglasses on. It's hard to tell exactly what I'm seeing. Moon Mistress, I missed it, lol. What song? Oh, there was an intro song. I'm not gonna play it again, but I'll tell you what. Stick around because it's the same song for the outro. More Brother Wags. No doxing. Oh shit. I'm so sorry, Brother Wags. Replay the song. Oh no. Everybody wants me to replay the song? Oh, okay. Okay, well, this has never happened before. This is completely unprecedented. Oh yes, I'll play it again at the end. Thank you. Hot shower. Well played. You saved me from having to do something unprecedented. This is Lester's first show. Brother Wags, are you going senile? You've been to this show before. All right, listen, we've had enough interaction for now, okay? Stay in the chat. Keep talking to me. We got other stuff to get to, so I can't continue to read everything that's in there, but I will keep looking, and I definitely want you to ask any questions you have for me at any point, any questions you have for my guests coming up later. Oh, I got guests coming up later. Way at the end of the show, we're going to be talking to the man, the myth, the legend, Frank Anselmo. Prior to him, we're going to be talking to Deanna Speck, who is, of course, the creator of Bunker Buddies, and we're going to find out a lot about what those are. And, of course, we are going to talk to a culinary assistant named Craig Sprp, which, you know, I don't know exactly what his deal is, but I cannot wait to find out with y'all. But before, of course, we get to all that, I got to probably tell you who I am, what day it is, and what we're doing here. So let me get into that, okay? I am Lester Pipps, from the title of the show, and we're doing Apocalypse Tips. No, that's the name of the show. That's what we do. We do this day. Yeah. So what that means is, listen, prior to all these COVIDs being up in the air, trying to get inside people's brains, eat them up from the inside, I would go door to door to any open mic situation that would allow me and get on the microphone and say, hey, listen, y'all, we got an apocalypse coming. I'm the only trained doomsday prep lecturer around, so you probably should listen to me about how to survive it. And then people would sign up for my email list, and that's where I got the emails necessary to arrange all these guests. So that's exciting. Now, you might think to yourself, well, okay, Lester, what makes you qualified to be the only Apocalypse Tips salesman in the world? Now, I'm not really selling the tips. They're yours for free. I'm an Apocalypse Tips lecturer, but in the heat of the moment, I said salesman. Now, I'll tell you what. I'm going to do like a lot of my backstory in this intro for some reason. Let me tell you something, okay? In 2005, I was working at the LSU Football Tigers doing that video coordinating job, and it was great. It was great. But then there was this big hurricane called Katrina, and she came in and she was like, all y'all's getting in the Superdome trying to survive this thing. And when I was in the Superdome, I was thinking to myself, damn, I got to make sure no apocalypses ever happen again. And be that as it were, That was the moment I became an adult. Not turned 18, but recognized what's important and became an adult. So I started thinking to myself, if I'm trying to make sure humanity survives an apocalypse, what are my priorities? Because that's the number one question. You got to ask yourself, if you're trying to survive an apocalypse, you got to know what matters to you. What are you trying to bring into the future? And of course, that is, since I'm from Louisiana and I respect Louisiana culture, you can say this with me at home. The recipe and all necessary ingredients to Popeye's Louisiana Kitchen spicy chicken strips. So I went on a big time tirade trying to find them. And by tirade, I, of course, mean adventure. Trying to find that recipe. I'd call it out of Popeyes. If you listen to early episodes of this show, or watched them for that matter, you definitely saw me live calling Popeyes and trying to get them to give me the recipe. So far, no good. But listen, we still got dreams. I am, of course, now no longer in Louisiana, married, an Australian woman who flew me to Australia. So I'm in a bunker under Australia. The bunker you see behind me, that's not my real bunker, okay? That's a fake. I put that up there so you wouldn't get jealous of my real Australian bunker. All right, for some reason I did my whole backstory this episode. I don't know. We got guests to get to. But before we do that, I do want to tell you, it is, of course, April 8th, 2021, which if you don't know, you should know, April 8th is National Empanada Day. Okay, and you might celebrate National Empanada Day where you are, however you do, but in Louisiana, things are a little bit different, okay? In New Orleans, on National Empanada Day, no other pastries are allowed. If anybody is spotted eating a beignet or a donut or a donut, I don't know what that is, but if you're eating one, you're going to be in trouble. The law dictates that you get shot on sight, okay? That's true, but police never enforce it because they like donuts too much. In Baton Rouge, all the gators hop up on out of the bayou and patronize Chamo's Venezuelan food truck. Google it. That's real. It's real good. And if people get in the way, the gators wrangle them, and then Chamo makes them into empanadas. That's true. And then, of course, statewide, everybody Googles what an empanada is and then forgets it within the week. And that's today. So tell me about how you celebrate National Empanada Day in the chat. I'd love to hear it. There's a bunch of comments in the chat I'm very excited about. But I'm going to address one here. Frank, Wizard Live says, we have an open mic situation is street code for when you see an adult dating a teen. Well, no, that's not what I meant. I meant like, okay, so if you've ever been a comedian, you would go to these places called open mics and you would try to talk to people from the stage. I would do that because those are the most open microphones available to an apocalypse tip man. Brother Wags says, does Australia have Popeyes? Yeah, dude, or I wouldn't be here. Brother Wags, Google. Wizard Live says that marriage is the proudest huge canon shift I've ever been a part of. Well, hey, the second marriage, I'm married to 2 women right now. That was another big canon shift, and I think you were a part of that too. So thank you for being here. Cool. A couple of other things. Folks always come to me with questions about how they're going to survive apocalypses. And I got 3 good questions that I want to read on the show today. The first one comes from user The Benz. And The Benz asks, 2 jumps in a week. I bet you think that's pretty clever, don't you, boy? Wow. Now, I don't know who this user The Benz is, but yeah, I did go outside and do 2 jumping jacks this week. And I am proud of it. Okay? Because I hadn't been doing a whole lot of exercise down here in the bunker. I mean, of course, me and Claire Thrills do the marital exercises every once in a while. I don't want to get into details, but every once in a while we'll do some marital exercises. But yeah, this week I did 2 jumping jacks outside. So I am proud of that. You're absolutely right. User OK Computer asks, please could you stop the noise? I'm trying to get some rest from all the unborn chicken voices in my head. I'm not going to stop the show for you, OK Computer. I don't know why you would think you could just turn it off. You know, if you don't want to hear it, just turn it off or hit mute. I guess you could still watch. You could see me moving. It'd be fun, I guess. Maybe for you. I don't know. And then user Tom York asks, I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo. What the hell am I doing here? Oh boy, Tom. Let me tell you, man, you doing something for somebody out there. I'm sure. Okay. If you're starting to have these thoughts, Apocalypse Tips this week is brought to you by that one app that's for getting mental health. you know the podcast that I'm talking about. You know, if you ever listen to podcasts, throw it in the chat. Help me out, because I forgot. Me Undies, is that it? I don't think so. Wow. That's the questions that I got this week. They're definitely not made up. They're from real people who sent them to me. Now, I have a couple more questions in the chat, and then we're going to get to our guests. I'm so excited about that. Wiz World Live says, damn, doing the marital mambo. Yeah, exactly. We do the mambo a lot when we're married. Oh, okay. I don't like that. I don't like that at all, Brother Wax. You don't need to call me gross. Jock Talk Podcast says marital exercise, marriage counseling. Yeah, we do marriage counseling every once in a while too, but that's not what I meant. I was talking about, and then Wisebot. Oh, there we go. Wiz World Live with the save. BetterHelp. Go to BetterHelp.com. Check out all the counselors you can get there. That's what I was talking about. Tom York, that's what I recommend for you. Go to BetterHelp.com, or at least, wake up out of the 90s or whatever. Now, y'all, we got so many guests to get to. I already told you later on we're going to be talking to Frank Anselmo. Ooh, people are excited about that. In the chat, I saw this big excited noise when a Frank Anselmo was announced. It says Frank for the listener. We're going to be talking to Deanna Speck. I already told you. Very excited about that. But right now, right in this very moment, we're going to be talking to Culinary assistant Craig Sprp. Craig, welcome to the show.
Hey, Lester. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, this is really exciting. I don't really get to go on podcasts, I'm always working.
I imagine being a culinary assistant takes up a lot of your time. You're probably doing what do you do, like chop?
Oh no. I don't really work in the kitchen, but no, I'm more client focused. So I work at a nice restaurant, so I'm out in the main restaurant part, like assisting patrons with any chewing issues they're having.
Any chewing issues okay, I've been to a number of restaurants in my lifetime, prior to all them COVIDs being up in there, of course. And in my experience, if I ever have trouble chewing, somebody at my table will just say, yo, are you tired? What's going on? And then I'll kind of snap out of it. But that doesn't sound like what you're talking about.
No. This is a fancy kind of no offense, Lester, but this is like a real fancy place, the kind of place I could never get in. But we have a lot of clients and patrons and eaters who, they don't want to chew, so they need a professional chewer to come on and chew for them.
Oh, okay. Let's get into the feel of what this situation is. You're at a restaurant, right? You order up some food. The chef makes it. They bring it out, and then you say to yourself, "This steak too cooked. I can't chew that. I need some help." And then they just snap their fingers, and you come over and you chew it for them.
It's not that simple. So we have a kind of like a system built in where you get there and your steak too chewy. What do I do? So we have there'll be like a bell underneath your table, and you hit the bell, and when the bell rings, the maitre d' is going to hear that, and so he'll come over and unlock the cage where I'm in, and the other professional chewers, and he'll be like, "Craig, you're up." And so then I'll come out of the cage, and then he'll take off the leash, and then I get to go, and then I get to the table, and then that's when I love my job, and that's when the fun begins. It's
so far it doesn't sound fun, but that's when the fun begins.
Well, the whole thing's fun. I love it. Don't get me wrong. It's a living.
Okay.
You gotta work to live, and it's a calling for me. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't love it. So once you get to the table, then you kind of analyze the situation and see what we're working with, the food, the patron, and then what the game plan is. You make a game plan, basically.
Sure. So okay, so let's say I'm at your restaurant and I order the number one, which I'm guessing you probably don't have numbers on your menu. It sounds very fancy. It's probably something.
When you said number one, I just assumed you meant the first thing on the menu, which are
that is what I meant.
Macaron and cheese with filet of fish.
Which is, of course, a French macaron, cheese, and the fish.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. It's cheese, fish. It's kind of what's that fish? A mackerel. You know that fish?
Sure, yeah. Oh, macaron, mackerel. I see.
Mackerel is like a big mackerel, and it's fried up. That's always a fun one. When people have that, I love chewing that one and then spitting it into their mouths for them. So that's one of my favorite ones to do.
Huh. I haven't been to a restaurant that has that service offered before. I guess that's what fancy restaurants are like. The fanciest restaurant I've ever been to is the LSU Football Tigers cafeteria.
Oh yeah, that's probably not a 5-star Michelin restaurant like this one.
No, it's not. It's not. They don't have anybody to chew your food for you, but they do have somebody to cut things up small if people have like hand injuries or something on the team.
Oh yeah, that sounds really nice.
But tell me more about yours. I mean, I'm picturing. So I order the number one, right, which we've already established is of course a macaron, cheese, mackerel, but it's big mackerel. And I'm guessing, if I had to guess, does that come with lettuce, pickles, onion, an extra bun, salt, cheese, and a sesame seed top?
Yeah, and then there's some special sauce on there too.
There is. Okay.
You can get that on the side if you want, and a lot of people do. They want. It's weird. It's funny when they do that on the side because it's like, okay, am I supposed to put it on and then chew it up and then put it in your mouth, or do you want me just to chew up the food and then pour the sauce in? And it's most of the time I wing it, and it usually goes pretty good, and I just kind of base it off. If they're an uptight person, I'm gonna chew it and then pour the sauce in after that. If they're a little more loosey-goosey, pour the sauce in my mouth after I've taken a big bite, and then when I sit on their lap and then spit into their mouth, like the food bowl. Yeah.
It's a very involved process. You get up on their lap. Now, I'm picturing like when I think of the average human being, I of course think of the average human being. In my opinion, is who is the average human being?
Well, where are you? Where you're in?
Currently, I'm in Australia, but right outside Melbourne. But for most of my life, I was in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. But I think
the average person to you, it'd probably be like an alligator or something.
Yeah, the average person is an alligator.
Right. So,
Okay. So
I don't know if it's that kind of podcast.
The average person comes into the store and it's an alligator, and you're thinking to yourself, alligators don't need you to chew their food. They got big old teeth.
Yeah.
But so is it like old people or what?
Oh, yeah. It's a lot of old people, a lot of rich people that just don't want the calories from chewing, and they just want the food to go in down the gullet.
Because everybody knows chewing adds 5 calories per bite.
5 calories per bite. If you're chewing 500, 600 times like I am, that's easily, I'm not good with math, but I don't know, 500,000 calories, which is probably more than you need per day.
Yeah, I think you're supposed to get around like 2,000 to 3,000 depending on your size. But if you're going with 5, I mean that would require some work.
Body size or like the part, like a size of what?
Depending on the size of the number you choose. So if you want a small number, you go 2,000. If you want a big number, you go 3,000.
That makes sense. Yeah, I never thought about it like that.
Yeah, that's what that means. So okay. So I do have a lot of things going on in the chat, but I want to get to them for sure. But I'm curious. Now, how did you? Okay, wait. No, I can't get distracted from the very important thing you said earlier, which is they keep you in a cage on a leash until it's time for you to go chew?
Yeah. There's like a holding. It's like a dugout in baseball or like I don't know, the bullpen in a freaking police office or something. It's like what you do. It's work, man.
Wow, I suppose so. Yeah, work is work, and I won't judge anybody for the things that they have to do to make money.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm thinking to myself, it sounds like you being treated like a dog.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I'm being treated like a dog, and that's part of the job. That's why I love it.
So after you finish doing a good chew for somebody, do you go back to the crate and get some treats?
Well, they give the treats outside the crate, and then when I go in, no treats allowed. You can't really have food in there.
No treats in the crate. That makes sense.
I get a treat outside. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
If I do a good job.
Where you go. Yeah. If you do good. Do you ever? I mean, when I'm thinking about chewing, I'm thinking like put the food in, chew it up, swallow it. Do you ever accidentally swallow it instead of spitting it into somebody's mouth?
You know, that's funny you ask. When I first started out, I did. You know, back in the day, working in dog kennels and stuff. I didn't have good control over my teeth or my throat. Now I'm at the point. This will sound crazy. Don't tell my boss. I hope my boss isn't watching this. Probably not. But I'm at the point where I can chew it up in my mouth and I can actually suction a little bit to the back of the throat of the food so I can kind of taste it. And that's mostly how I eat, other than my treats. I can just suck the food down. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a skill. That sounds like that's almost like you got like a squirrel pouch in your mouth.
Yeah, squirrel pouch.
Wow. So you're kind of like both a squirrel and a dog. That's cool, man.
Yeah, just kind of like a general. I mean, I live to serve. Whatever animal you think that fits, then yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Okay, yeah. Now I got some questions in the chat for you, which
okay.
yeah, this is the most important question, and one I was absolutely going to ask. I'm real glad that that Brother Wags asked it. How do you do this during COVID?
Well, I mean, 5-star Michelin restaurant. You think we're closed for COVID, buddy? Hate to break it to you. And I mean, so we've been going strong this whole time, and now we're picking up more because restaurants are opening and stuff.
That makes sense.
And I mean, I would say, remember December, Los Angeles was really bad.
Yeah.
And so
I heard about that. I'm in Louisiana, of course. At the time,
no, but you know, I mean, all over the country it was bad. And so when everything had to shut down, we thought we'll open up, send the people to us.
Whoa.
Of course, the feds shut us down, but that didn't stop us. For the next month, we were making house calls. So we'd go to whoever's house, they'd ask for the food, the chef would make it, bring it out, they'd ring the bell. I'm in the makeshift cage in the basement. Mater D comes and gets me, takes the leash off, run up, see what food's going on. Usually a steak. I'm thinking, 8-ounce ribeye. This is a piece of cake. Gonna cut a big piece, start chewing. Hop on. It was an old lady, the first one, an elderly woman. I hop on her lap, AC Slater style, reverse, kind of like you do on a toilet seat or in a chair. I'm straddling her, and then I lean her little head back, and I just chew him. And so
it doesn't sound like the most pleasant way to eat, but as long as you're getting the food down, I think that's what matters for these folks.
Yeah, and if it stays down, that's another story for them. They puke up a lot, which is not fun for me.
Yeah, I can imagine. For me, when I'm thinking about eating something somebody else chewed up, I'm thinking about accidentally vomiting.
Yeah, and then think of it this way: I'm chewing it up, sending it down their throat. It's coming right back up their throat with all the acid, stomach stuff, whatever. And then these are wealthy elderly folks, so they want what they ordered, and so guess who has to chew that back up and put it back in their mouth?
Oh no!
Yep, me. And because if I won't, there's 6 or 7 other guys down there in that cage that will, and I need the tips, baby.
Wow, that's a cutthroat industry. I didn't realize. How did you find yourself doing this? I mean, it's not one of those things that they teach you with like a. Did you see somebody at a job fair that got you into this?
Not a job fair, but I was in downtown Pasadena, Old Town, walking through kind of the alleyways, and I look and I see this old fancy restaurant, and there's all these elderly folks in the back, and people are straddling them, chewing up their food and spitting it down their throat. And so I'm like 17, 18 at this point.
Sure.
In my second junior year, long story, but I'm thinking, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with my life until that point. And then I see these people spitting and straddling the elderly woman, and I think, that's what I want to do, man. How do I get involved? I'm like, where do I sign up? So I talked to the Mater D, and I follow him down. They had a cage system there too.
Sure.
And I'm thinking, this is great. How do I get started? Like, where do I sign up? I would love to get trained. And then he just laughs at me. He's like, buddy, you don't start here. This is Harvard, man. You got to start at a community college and work your way up to the top. This is Harvard PhD, professional chew school. And I'm thinking, okay. And he's like, just get any job you can, any entry-level chewing job. So I'm looking at ads on Craigslist. And the first thing that pops up is there's a kennel looking for a professional chewer in El Monte. You know that in the Inland Empire.
Wow.
South of Pasadena. So I show up. Day one, they're pouring dog food. I'm scooping it up. I'm chewing. I'm putting it in the dog's mouth, and that's where you learn the basics. That's where you learn the techniques.
Wow. So you started out by chewing like a dog for a dog.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. And I'm sorry, you said we do have to get to our next guest, but I have one more question for you, and then if anybody has like a question in the chat, you can. This is your last shot.
Yeah, I'm happy to answer
until later, of course. You can ask questions throughout the show, but you said that you had to repeat ninth grade. You had to do your second junior year. You said right?
Junior year. Yeah.
Is that because the first junior year you failed at handshake and rollover?
I wouldn't say I failed, but there were some issues. Okay, I mean, I didn't pass, but I was trying and I studied, and honestly, there was a teacher there that wanted me to fail. And so when it comes to, I didn't want to get into this, but
I'm sorry.
No, it's I'm fine. I've been working.
Okay. Hey, Craig, it's over now. You've made it.
Yeah,
You're a professional food chewer at a fancy five Michelin star restaurant.
Yeah, it's just
people can't hold you down anymore.
Yeah, it's just the memories of so this guy, my teacher, Mr. Eldum, Eldum, Mr. Eldum. What he would do is we would be in class, right, and he'd reach into his desk drawer, pull out a tennis ball, and I'd be like, oh hell yeah, I'd love to play that. Like, and then he'd pretend to throw it, and I'm like, where is it? And the ball's nowhere to be found, and I'm losing my fucking mind. He's doing this over and over. I don't know how he's throwing it. Turns out he's not throwing it at all. It was all a damn joke.
Oh. Well, that is a sick trick to play on a person or a dog.
Yeah, it was a sick fucking trick. And then we're supposed to learn all these other all this other stuff, handshake, rollover, play dead and stuff. And I was just so shook and so traumatized by the stuff he'd been putting me through that I just couldn't pass that first time around. Second time around, had a new teacher. It was fine.
Well, I'm glad for that. I'm glad you made it through. Now, we do have to get to my next guest. But before we do, I have a question coming to me through my publicist at Ezra Partier on Instagram from at the Golden Schauer on Instagram. And that's Schauer spelled Schauer, who I'm looking at his Instagram. And yeah, wow, he looks kind of like if you weren't wearing a chef's hat.
Oh, cool.
He wants to know what were you doing before you started chewing professionally? Okay, this allegedly this is a question for me. So I'll say this: I'm not chewing professionally, so I don't know why you would ask this, but I guess maybe you would have a good answer for that.
Yeah, I mean, who knows if it's pre you chewing professionally now? Does that make sense?
Oh my God, you're right.
Like, you don't know what you're going to get into. We didn't see COVID coming. We didn't see all kinds of stuff coming.
That's so true.
And I mean, I remember when I was at the kennel, I had no idea if I was going to be chewing up that wet food for another 5 years or 10 years. Turns out it was 6 more years. And then I got to go to a shelter that had dogs and cats before the restaurant. But, I mean, you never know what the future's going to bring, man. And if you're looking for a job, we're always hiring, pretty much.
Oh wow! And your restaurant is what's the name of it again?
It's called Le Choux.
Le Choux. Okay.
L-E-
well, you know, if I
or E with a thing over it, like a
tilde,
and then a U. Le Choux.
Oh, umlaut.
Yeah. So I didn't go to school for that. I went to school for chewing. So
right.
It means the chew in French.
Well, thank you so much for that, Craig. Now we are going to bring on my next guest, and I want you to stick around and talk to him too.
Oh,
sure. To them too. My next guest is the creator of Bunker Buddies. Her name's Deanna Speck, and she's right here. Deanna, welcome to the show.
Hey, boys. How you doing?
Hi, Deanna.
Good. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. I almost threw up several times during that discussion, but otherwise, I'm doing fantastic.
Yeah,
you should have let me know. I'd love to. I would love to eat it up.
That's fucking gross, but okay, we'll do. If you can shoot me your number after this, I'm always looking for more friends.
Yeah.
Text me your number. I'll text you anytime I'm about to vomit.
Wow, I love it when my guests can make a connection over their vomit. This is so exciting. But Deanna, you're not here to talk about that. You're here to talk about Bunker Buddies. Absolutely,
I am. I always am. Bunker Buddies is. It's booming, frankly. I'm sure you guys have heard of it.
Absolutely.
I came up with Bunker Buddies during a particularly difficult 8th grade experience. And I've just found that I've been able to pivot into this post-apocalyptic kind of world we're about to enter. So Bunker Buddies are a series of custom-made dolls for you to always have a buddy in the bunker, even if you're by yourself.
Wow, that's so exciting. I mean, I remember seeing ads for Bunker Buddies kind of early on in my time in COVID quarantine. So you got on this right away. It sounds like
I took out several billboards.
Yeah. I saw them. You had one right there in the middle of Baton Rouge, and I kept looking at it thinking, I'm my own bunker buddy, and hopefully my wife and son will be my other 2 bunker buddies. But they didn't want to come down. So then when I was down there alone, I kept thinking about it. I should have bought one.
Yeah, you definitely should have bought one. I think a bunker buddy would be great, especially if things don't pan out with that wife of yours. I think you could. Do you want me to introduce you to some of my buddies?
I would love that. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I have a couple girls here, right here. Okay, here we go. We got this one here is Monica. This one is Phoebe, and this one is Fraser Crane, and these are my bunker buddies.
Wow, they look so nice. I mean, I do think they bear a striking resemblance to what I would consider dolls, but at the same time, I'm thinking to myself, like, a doll with a backstory is whatever you call it.
Exactly. But the thing about that I think separates the dolls from the bestie, the buddy, is the ability to connect with you, have a real connection. The best part about having a best friend, in my opinion, and this is just what I've seen in movies and television and popular media, is just, being able to share secrets with one another. So that's the thing that bunker buddies can offer that most other dolls, simple plastic dolls, cannot offer. These girls have secrets. These girls have demons.
Wow. So do you program them yourself with secrets that are actually your own secrets?
I program them. It's custom. So I talk to my clients, I figure out what they're into, and then I program each girl as I need to. Like this one here, like Monica, she's kind of the crazy one. She's kind of like the Samantha of the group, Whereas this girl over here, Phoebe, Phoebe's a family girl. She's kind of kooky. And then Fraser is actually she's going through some stuff right now. So some medical stuff has come up. So you did refer to Fraser Crane as a he at first, and then corrected to she. Is that the medical stuff that Fraser's going through? No. These girls are all non-binary. They go by any pronoun you want.
These girls are all non-binary. Got it.
These girls are all non-binary men.
Deanna? Deanna?
Deanna, yeah.
Are those your buddies?
Yeah, these are all my buddies, and if you wanna meet them, here, I'll show you how the gossip works. So basically, if you're alone with your buddy, they all have perfectly flat bottoms of the feet. So you just tap the bottom of the feet, and she'll whisper a secret to you. Which doll you want to hear a secret from?
Fraser Crane.
Fraser Crane. Okay, we'll see if Fraser's up for it.
Okay.
Fraser, come on. I found a lump.
Oh no.
Yes, I told you Fraser's going through some stuff right now.
Yeah, wow. Fraser found a lump. That's terrible. And these aren't your secrets that you have in the dolls tell us.
No. These are just the kind of secrets. I program them for myself. So I was just kind of thinking of, like, if I were to have a series of non-binary male friends, what would I want them to all say to me? And I would want a friend who says sexual funny things, and I want a friend who keeps me grounded, and I want a friend who I can support sometimes. And that's what my girls/dolls do.
Well, it does seem like you're supporting all 3 of your friends right now.
Yes, they're very heavy. They're very, very heavy, but top heavy.
Because they got all them secrets up in their head.
Exactly. Oh, I think Phoebe wants to tell you something.
Oh, I'd love to hear it. Phoebe, how are you?
I'm doing dry January.
Wow. In April.
Yes, in April. She's a little confused.
Yeah, it's supposed to be pre-planned then.
For an upgrade, I can send you. It's just like there's a little stitch in the back where you put the voice box in. So I can always send out new secrets. If someone's willing to pay for a couple upgrades, I can send you new secrets, and I can dive a little deeper if you need.
Wow. And so did you, Deanna, do dry January?
What'd you say?
Did you do dry January?
Oh, God, no. No. I'd love a stiff martini.
Good for you. Hey, you do what you got to do. That's what I always say. Now, sales have been going well, I assume, because you said so. And
it's a living. I pay the bills. Each doll is. I will say each doll is prohibitively expensive. But I mean, if I'm selling one a year, they're about $30,000. I make a modest income.
Wow, that's they each cost $30,000.
That's right. I sell about one a year. So I figure that.
Oh, okay, one a year. Okay, yeah, that tracks. Now, okay, so let's say I was in the market, or maybe Craig, if you want to be in the market, one way or the other.
I would love to buy a couple.
Okay, so let's say the two of us are considering making a purchase. How does that go? How do you interview us to determine what our secrets should be?
Well, I would just kind of ask you guys, who do you think you are in a friend group? I would give you a quiz very similar to a BuzzFeed quiz that came out in 2007. That is, which Sex and the City character are you? Okay, very similar, but it is not the same. Very similar, but not the same. And then
you didn't just take them from there and change them slightly.
No.
Okay. You came up with them all on your own. Well, okay, just for simplicity's sake, I'll say let's do me. Would you run me through the quiz?
Okay, sure. First I would say, when you go out on the town, are you drinking a Cosmopolitan, a glass of milk, or a Pilsner?
Oh, I'm probably starting out with a Pilsner, but then as soon as someone offers me a Cosmo, I'm in.
Okay, noted. So right off the bat, you're leaning Miranda category for me. And then my follow-up question would be, oh my God, I'm so sorry. She's misbehaving like you wouldn't believe.
Is it because we didn't get to hear her secret?
Yeah, I think she's just feeling a little left out.
Well, let me say something to you, Monica. I want to hear your secret so bad.
Oh, you can tell she loves that. Okay, here it comes.
Okay.
Here it comes. My friend Trevor has an inverted penis.
Whoa.
I told you it's a little racy.
Yeah, Monica, wow. I didn't know you had a French brother or that you had a little penis. That's crazy,
inverted,
but okay.
It's not little, it's just inverted.
Oh, inverted? Oh, I misheard. I heard the words inverted and thought that must mean little.
It's big on the inside.
It's gigantic on the inside. Big.
Wow.
Oh, man. That sounds uncomfortable, to be honest. There's not a whole lot of room for one of those inside there.
Honey, you ain't seen nothing yet.
I guess not. But
that's basically the end of the questionnaire. And then I would scour the internet and I would look at and I would kind of get a vibe for you online. And then I would come up with secrets based on your internet presence and which Sex and the City character you are.
Oh, okay. So let's say that I am Miranda and my internet presence is I exist from it used to be on Tuesday nights at around 9:00. Then for a while I would exist at 6 p.m. And then now I on Thursdays, and now I exist only at 9 p.m. on Thursdays.
You know what? So I actually think that you might be a Frasier Crane girl.
You think?
I think you might be a Frasier Crane girl. Try this secret out besides. Ready?
Okay.
I just finished reading My Sister's Keeper by Jodi Picoult.
Oh man, I love that secret because it feels true to me. I did have a sister that joined a cult.
That is not even remotely close to the secret she shared with you.
I just read My Sister's Keeper about when she joined a cult.
No, My Sister's Keeper is a beautiful novel by the esteemed author Jodi Picoult. Put some damn respect on her name.
Oh wow, I'm so sorry.
Women and authors on this show.
Hey, I have extreme respect for women, and I don't like authors. I'm sorry. That's what it is.
Sorry, Frasier. Frasier's really bummed out. It's okay.
Hey, Frasier, man, the last thing I wanted to do was insult Frasier Crane. I go into every day thinking to myself, what would Frasier Crane do? And now that I know Frasier Crane's in a doll, I'm so sorry, doll.
This house smells like cat food.
Oh, no.
It doesn't really seem like a secret.
Well, okay, you know what? Some of it is just keeping the conversation afloat, I just want these girls, I want them to feel real. Like I programmed Phoebe here to do an Irish exit at every party.
Oh, wow.
So Phoebe will just take off without you, leave you by yourself at a party with 30 strangers you do not know.
Oh, man, Phoebe, that's cool. You're setting these friends up for failure that way, Phoebe.
Exactly. it sucks when she does it. It sucks. But that's friendship, baby. That's female friendship / non-binary male friendship.
Yeah, non-binary girl male friendship. It sounds tough.
Yeah, it is what it is. But you know what? It's better than nothing. I love friends. At the end of the day, I gotta have my girls. I can't be alone in that bunker. And if it all comes down to we're living in bunkers, I will lose it if I don't have these girls. If I don't have my secrets.
Well, I'm so glad then that you have them there to keep you sane, and I am legitimately interested in getting one.
I feel like that could be really fun for me in the cage, me and the other guys.
Exactly. And you can share your secrets with them too. They straight up do not have memories. So you can say whatever you want to them.
Wow, that's incredible.
Exactly.
Now, I mean, do we have time for we do have time for a 1 or 2 question quiz for Craig here if you wanted to figure out which one Craig would be.
Okay, Craig. Okay, Craig. Let's say that you had the choice between a handsome older gentleman, a squibbly little barkeep, and a handsome male model who's 20 years younger than you. Who would you choose?
The scribbly barkeep for sure.
Okay, I think we might have another Miranda on our hands.
A lot of Mirandas.
Yeah, I will say Fraser Crane is our #1 seller.
It seems like you really want to move Fraser Cranes. Because I feel like me and Craig's answers were extremely different, but at the same time, we both were Mirandas.
Look, okay, I'll lay it out there for you guys. Fraser Crane is pissing me off, and I need some space. Please, I'm trying to unload some Fraser Cranes. I am sick of it. She is creating a nasty energy in the bunker, and it is untenable. Every morning, the minute I pop open my eyes, it's like Fraser Crane is fucking grinding my gears.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Well,
so you guys interested? You interested?
I am, absolutely, yeah. We should do some purchasing off air because we do have to, of course, get to my next guest now. But before we do, I have a question coming to me through my publicist editor party on Instagram from a user at StephBirch1, who I'm looking at her and trying to pull up her handle here. And oh yeah, there it is. From the Christina Yang Please Return My Calls podcast. And I'm looking at her and I'm thinking to myself, she looks kind of like if you didn't have $3 in front of your face.
I can't imagine what a sad life that would be. Oh no.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she also has different bangs. But the question that she asked is, how do you feel about Kim Cattrall not returning for the Sex and the City reboot?
Wow. Honey, I don't understand what they are damn thinking.
I don't either.
But you know what? If they're looking for someone to fill that spot, I know someone who's a good little actress.
Oh, wow. Yeah. We got to get Fraser Crane into the Sex and the City.
I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, I think Monica is probably more built for the role just based on the things she's pre-programmed to say. But
Sure. Yeah. But you could get the sides, record every line, pre-program any of these dolls to say them.
I guess that is technically true, but I do think they have a certain essence. They do have souls. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's an amazing thing to drop right when we have to move on from you. Wow. Well, we got to hear about those souls later, but we can't hear about them right now because we do have to get to my next guest, who I'm very excited to introduce. He is a man. He is also a myth. And as well, he is a legend. Frank Anselmo's here. Frank, welcome to the show.
Lester, brother, how we doing out there? How am I sounding out in the motherfucking world right now?
You sound good, man. You sound good, Frank. Now, we've had some extreme energy for you in the chat. That one guy kind of something is here. He asked a question. I didn't see it in time, but that one guy kind of something I got to say to you. What's up, man? We had some extreme energy for you in the chat. We got Moon's Mistress saying Frank and woohoo, and also other people said that too. You kind of have like you have a cult following these days on this here Pack Theater channel.
It's a blessing from the gods, man. Just good vibes, beautiful people. We're all in this motherfucking world together, man.
Yeah.
Rock and rolling.
Now, I've, of course, seen you a bunch of times on the 69 Steps with John Lopez, dropping incredible tips about how to live life, and I'm curious. I was curious to know if you had any tips specific to surviving an apocalypse.
Number one, have a bottle with you. Either Coca-Cola. Yeah. If you want to collect pee, that's your fetish. I'm talking like when you're by a stream somewhere and you got to get some water, and you got to always be ready to just collect. Number two, it's a fork and knife combo.
Oh, okay.
Now I like to sharpen my knife every time after I eat. And the fork, well, you never know. You never know. You got to set a trap.
Wow. That makes you never know when you've got to set a trap. That makes a lot of sense. Have you been in a situation, Frank, where you had to set a trap?
Yeah. A couple of cougars. And that's just a bar and a couple of cocktails. You'll be all right. That's a whole nother beautiful story because women come first. Remember that. Women come first. And last but not least, any kind of lighter, anything that can light, any kind. Matches. I love matches, but when it rains on you, there's no more matches.
That's true.
I'm just saying, get a good shake. You never know. First time, second time, third time. You never know, but that spark might hit.
It seems like you might have a dead lighter there, buddy.
Oh, it's all good because the spark, when you put this spark around some fucking broken branches and leaves, you got yourself a fire. That's what you need, man. Just use a lighter, man, because one of these days, like life, it just sparks on you. It'll happen one day. You got to keep at it.
Yeah.
It's all good, man. So this is fun. Shit.
That makes so much sense. Now, you are, of course, the brother of Pantera's lead singer, Tommy Anselmo. I forgot his name.
Illegitimate. You know, Phil Anselmo is a hell of a man. He's actually been one of the mentors of my life. I was a roadie for him back in '97.
Wow, I imagine you had to start a lot of fires as a roadie for Pantera.
Man, you just had to make sure you got all the whiskey ready. They brought the smoke. If someone had a lighter, they wanted whiskey like no one's fucking been. They drowned in that shit, you know. And I brought the Coca-Cola Cherry Coke because that shit tastes bomb. Back when I used to drink. Come on, baby.
Sure. I think that lighter's dead, man.
It's got life in it, man. You can see it coming at you. It's kind of cool with the camera and shit. It's got life in
cool. it. It's very repetitive, but it is cool. Now, Frank, when you were, I've got a question from the chat here from that one guy, Connor Selton. That one guy, Connor Selton, says, "I'm awfully concerned Mr. Anselmo is about to fall asleep. Can we get him delivered a dark roast coffee or perhaps some smelling salts?" Oh, do you like coffee, Frank?
I got what you call sleepy, beautiful eyes. You know, some people got Betty Davis eyes.
Sure.
Some people got Clark Gable eyes. Some people got stoner eyes. I just got that real relaxed. I just got a bed. What's up? Like that guy Benicio del Toro.
Sure.
Real cool motherfucker, huh?
Oh no, wait, that's the actor. Guillermo's the one that's the director.
Yeah, he's a bad looking motherfucker. I wouldn't play poker with that motherfucker. He'll steal all my jewelry.
That makes sense. Yeah, you always bet jewelry when you play poker too. I know that about you.
You got to.
Yeah.
You got to. At commercial survival, he bet car keys. You know what I'm saying? He bet his vehicle. That's just way over the line. You need a ride home. Can't just rely on Uber.
That's true. I don't think that lighter's gonna spark, man. I gotta tell you. I don't.
We gotta have the faith.
Okay.
We gotta have the faith, just like Limp Bizkit in '97, '99, man. I guess it would be nice if I could light the slider. I know not every lighter gonna light for me. Everybody sing along. But you gotta think twice before you give your light away. I know that all the games play, because I played them too.
It's really hard to sing along.
But I say sometime. Okay. Just sing behind me.
Okay.
That emotion, trying to get that lighter fucking gold on fire, and the fire will burn Motherfucker is so lazy, but it worked 3 times a day. And I gotta have faith. I gotta have faith. You gotta have food. Motherfucking. Oh, fuck, I use the matches. Matches. You always can use a match because they'll be there when you need them. Just use 1 or 2 matches. Just gotta use more than one hand. I'm gonna try with just 1 finger because I know that this could work and light up to. I'm sorry, man. I get a little carried away with my shit.
I love your passion for fire, Frank. I love your passion.
I'm busy, man. I'm busy, man. I apologize.
No, that's okay. Who's there?
I'm having fun. I got my dad here. We're hanging out.
Oh,
he
Mr.
said for me,
Anselmo.
he told me to keep it down.
Gotcha.
You know how it is. Quarantine life, man. We're all living the dream, man.
Absolutely. Yeah, that brings me to the question that I've been wanting to ask.
All
Frank,
right.
you know, you were a roadie for okay, still lighting fire, great.
There we go.
You were a roadie for a long time, and then COVID happened. Did you do any COVID roadie work?
Oh man, we had to shut it down, man. He went overseas. He was lucky. He got to go to Germany and Europe during COVID. He's got a real good interview on that shit. I had to shut it down. I could live with my dad and my mom, you know.
Sure.
They accept my metalness. But yeah, he was a hard motherfucker. Actually, he got stuck somewhere because everything shut down in some country. I can't remember that. Uber didn't get to pick him up on time because everyone was scared. That was a really stormy night in Disneyland, man. Because I live out by Orange County.
Sure.
And Disneyland had a flood the day it was a national emergency. It was fucked up, man. And when it rains in Southern California and Disneyland has to close early, you know shit's going down. It was a sign from the heavens.
I see. Wow. I'm glad that the matches are lighting for you because I can tell that you needed the fire in order to get over the fact that the lighter wouldn't go. Do you feel like you are a person who's fueled by fire?
I'll tell you one thing. I didn't start the fire. I was always burning since the world was turning, man. Oh. Billy Joel said that best.
Yeah. I've never thought that a cover of that song was as good as the original. Billy Joel did say it best.
Oh, yeah. We can always try together if you want. God bless it. Damn.
I think Jock Talk Podcast was right when they said that was such a perfectly synchronized musical. Is this off book? It was off book. This was off book. None of us were reading lines for that. Okay. Well, Frank, I'm curious. You know, you've been watching the show with while you were backstage waiting to come on. Did you have any interest in one of Deanna Speck's bunker buddies?
Yeah, I gotta tell you that I want to bring that bunker buddy to a seance.
Oh, okay. They love witchcraft. They love it.
And I want them to express themselves one by one with a metal cased Ouija board. Metal.
Oh, hell yeah. They are not strangers to seance. We all did a big seance after the last Twilight movie came out. So they are no strangers to channeling witches and stuff.
The best thing I want is a live stream. And I want them to just be there, recorded, no one touching the Ouija board. I want to see what happens with them in front of it. Because I don't fuck with Ouija boards, but I'm down to watch some scary shit on YouTube, man. I know it's good fucking scares, and that shit's legit. What's
the scariest thing you've ever seen?
Scariest thing I ever seen was damn kitchen was all fucking haunted, man. And the pots and pans are flipping around. The glass fucking flew into the sky, and it was amazing. Not just the covers moving, everything was alive. And you just got to respect items, man. Items because they could possess first.
Wait, did that happen to you?
Personally?
Yeah.
Personally, I got some fucked up ghost stories, man. But I saw that. I was talking about YouTube, the scariest thing I seen on YouTube.
What's the scariest ghost story you've seen in real life?
Oh, fuck. Well, I was talking about cougars earlier. So I was dating this one cougar, and we were just finishing up around 5 a.m. And I roll over, I give her a kiss goodnight or good morning. And we got this giant garage door.
And she was a ghost the whole time?
Oh, that would have been fucked up, fucking a ghost like
was
Ghostbusters. My God. My God. Bruce. 7 sexual sense. No, brother. I love to say yes, that'd be hilarious, but the damn garage door opened up and I thought someone was breaking in. And I know I locked it.
Yeah.
And someone was storming up the steps and I got low, ready to crash, ready to tackle the motherfucker.
Oh my God.
And the steps slowed down and stopped. And then a big gap, no noise. And 3 steps in front of me, real slow. Boom, boom, boom.
Whoa.
Dark as shit. She rolled up like a taco in her blanket. And I get up to punch someone. And I took the light. There's no one in front of me. There was no one there the whole time.
Whoa.
And we're looking at each other, what the hell was that? And I just said it must have been a possum because I don't want to scare her. And she said, there's no raccoon or possum make that kind of noise. And on the other side, the wooden steps, you just hear someone walking up the steps.
Whoa.
We both grabbed our shit and got the fuck out of there. It was like 6 a.m. I didn't sleep the whole night or morning.
Well, my guess is it was probably Bruce Willis. But we are coming up on the end of the show here. Frank, I got a question coming to me from my publicist at Ezra Party on Instagram. And this one's from a user whose name is @LordNarf from the Whatever the Fuck Ever podcast. And, the actual podcast doesn't have that star, but because of Twitch rules, I put it in there. Now, Frank, I'm looking at his picture, and he kind of looks like if you weren't wearing headphones.
Yeah, that's my distant cousin, Frankie Estrella. He's got an excellent podcast, like 93 episodes so far. He's a good cat, real good. He's my agent, yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome agent.
I've heard the show, and I liked it. Now, the question that he asked is, what's the biggest number you can think of? Oh, that's a good question.
Shit. How many home runs is the world record?
I think like 12 or something.
World record?
I think so.
Oh,
I'm not a big baseball fan.
I times that by 500. That's the biggest number I'm thinking of.
Whoa, 12 times 500? That is a big number. Damn. Chat, sound off. What's your biggest number you can think of? Put it in the chat. We got the end of the show coming up here. But if you can think of a bigger number than 500 times 12, let us know. Folks, we do have to wrap up here. The next show on the channel is Please Talk to Me with Ali Ramirez. Definitely stick around for that. Before that happens, though, I'm curious, Craig, are you? Is there anything that you want to say? Last words of advice for folks who maybe are interested in becoming professional chewers, or just words of advice in general that you want to give.
If you want to be a chewer like me, just keep practicing chewing. And I would say also start learning tricks when you can as soon as possible, because that's going to come back to bite you in the butt.
That makes a lot of sense. And then, of course, if they were to try to find anybody on the internet, maybe at The Golden Schauer on Instagram would be a good person to try to find.
Absolutely. Tons of great tips there. Wag, tail, shake, anything you want, you can learn there.
Excellent. Deanna, Speck, same question for you. Any last piece of advice or anything that you suggest folks try to find on the internet?
I mean, I think that if you're interested in a bunker buddy, I sell these. You can find me on Yahoo Answers selling these guys. So check me out there.
Wow.
And you can
soon
have all
to be
the
retired Yahoo Answers.
Yes, we're going to have to find a new platform for my sales.
Well, that's exciting. And then, of course, the Christina Yang Please Return My Calls podcast could be interesting to some folks.
Yeah, very, very interesting. If you're interested in some girl talk, oh, honey, that is the pod for you.
Well, great.
Shut up, Fraser. Fraser doesn't like it because it's rated R.
Fraser can't handle that podcast at all, huh?
No.
Now, Frank Anselmo, you are on mute, but do you have anything that you would like to say to any of the folks at home? Last piece of advice.
I want them to know that Van Halen isn't just a band; it's a philosophy, just like Pantera, just like System of a Down. And I want you to sing along with this one or hum the words you know. I live my life like there's no tomorrow.
Wow.
All that I have, I beg and steal. I can't remember. Oh, yeah. It was running with the devil. Because that's what you got to do, man. Run away from the devil. No, run away from the devil. Run away. Because we run with it. Yes. When you run with it, you're living like too hard, too fast. You got to take it easy. Take it easy, man. Mucho, take it easy.
Too furious. Well, that is great. Thank you so much for that, Frank. For me, I'll say, of course, I am at Lester Pipps on all the things. My publicist is at Ezra Party on Instagram, at Ezra Parter on Twitter. And, check out at fake news _comedy on TikTok. My publicist also publicizes that. And man, they grew by 5,000 followers today. Today was an insane day for that podcast. So check it out. See what's going on. We are going to wrap up the show here. Thank you to everybody who was on the show. Thank you to everybody who was in the chat. Pleasure to see you again. That one guy, Connor something. Always good to have you in the chat. Brother Wags, Jock Talk Pod, Moon Mistress. I can't say all your names, Wiz World, but I will say as many as I can. And I think that's y'all. Thank you so much. We're going to go to the end of the show here where we just kind of leave the internet at the time when
that was the show. Now we did it. You know how to survive an apocalypse. So now we're going to talk about saying thank you to you. Thank you for watching the show. And thank you to these guests for doing the thing for you tonight or today. And also thank you to the Pack Theater for hosting. Now it's time to say, get out there, survive, and make humanity proud.
You can find the show at Lester Pipps on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can also find all the video archives on EzraParter.com/LesterPipps.